Hello, all. Namaste. A big and warm welcome to all our viewers. Thank you once again for gracing the platform of Pavitra. It is your repeated presence and continued faith in us that inspires and encourages us to keep moving towards providing all of you with an ecosystem of holistic health. So, our guest of today is back with us for the third time. It's really kind of her. I mean, despite juggling with a busy chock-a-block schedule, she's gracing this platform. So, in her earlier two sessions, she had elucidated on the three doshas and prakritis and how we can boost our immunity and gut health using the ancient Ayurvedic principles. And all those who weren't there for the previous two sessions, I'd highly recommend that it's streaming on YouTube on the channel Pavitra Connect. So please watch. It's highly informative, doable, and practical. And of course, today's session, as we all know, is on skin and hair. And agreed, beauty is skin deep. And what truly matters is what's inside. But it is the largest organ of our body and protects us, from external elements and unwanted microbes and bacteria. So it definitely calls for some nourishment. And what better way than the natural Ayurvedic way, rather than slathering our bodies and skin with, chemical laden, commercially available products. So for that, to shower her wisdom on us, our eminent guest of today, Dimple Jangda. She's an Ayurvedic health coach and a gut and colon health expert, and also the founder of PRANA. So a big and warm welcome to you, Dimple. Thank you. We've had to have you back because I mean we've had such amazing response and from all our viewers. So thank you. Thank you for taking the time out from your busy schedule and gracing this platform yet again. Welcome. You're not audible. You're not audible, Dimple?
There.
Yeah,
I was just waiting to be unmuted.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Sujata, once again. Thank you, Neha, and thank you, Pavitra Connect, for creating such a beautiful platform where people can come and learn. And in fact, last time we received a lot of sweet messages from the people who attended the webinar.
Absolutely. Such positive feedback, Dimple. I can't begin to tell you. So that's why we have to share some more wisdom, on this ancient practice.
Something I realized over a period of time, ever since quarantine began, I have been aiming to give at least one interview or one talk per day, right? So that people can listen to it. And the intention with which we started giving out talks every day for 1 hour is to just change the frequency of the planet. Like everybody is in a negative phase right now, anxious about the past, the future, in pain about the past. So we said, okay, let's just change the frequency. And there's something I've realized, people are not just coming here to listen to solutions. People come to Pavitra Connect as a platform because of the positivity they get from it. It's not just the solutions and advice. Anybody can give you solutions and advice. Even the most well-learned doctors in the world can give you solutions, but we're not taking it from them because right now we're not in a frame of mind to take any negative information. We want someone who's vibrating positivity. And that's what Pavitra Connect is all about. And that's what you and I and Neha and everybody is doing, right? So I guess that's the reason why people keep coming back.
Thank you. Thank you for such kind words. I'm sure, probably they find it as a bona fide platform where they can get some, bona fide information.
Yeah, it's true. I think any information should be simplified and demystified so that you can apply it to daily life. Wait, that's the aim. What's the point of having information that I can't apply in my life?
Yeah.
Then that information is of no use. It's a waste, right? Even the world's best scientists cannot cure my problem if you cannot simplify, demystify it, and tell me in a language that I understand.
True. Absolutely.
And add a dose of positivity, we're sorted.
Yeah. And you do that fantastically well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, okay, how do we begin? What role does Ayurveda play in beauty?
All the clinics that have opened up in the recent years, I don't want to name the brands, but most of these chains of Ayurvedic centers that have opened up have positioned Ayurveda as a beauty center, as a massage center, where you can go get a full body massage done, a facial done, and this and that done, right? Technically, it's actually not just a beauty center. It's a disease care center. It is a preventive and a curative healthcare system. And skin and hair is a reflection of what is happening inside of you. You can't treat skin and hair from outside, from a superficial level. Like, we all love wearing makeup. Even I love wearing makeup. My niece, you saw, was, behind me. And I wanted to say, I don't have a chock-a-block schedule at all. I'm very free all day. I just run around her, or I get chased by her. That's the only thing I have in my schedule all day. And she joined me in a lot of interviews, So we all love wearing makeup, but then we have to understand that's the gloss, that's the nail polish. That's not the nails. At the end of the day, I have to work on the health of my nails. I can't just keep applying nail polish and pretend to myself that I'm healthy.
I think the best foundation also is a glowing and a healthy skin.
Oh, yes. Well said. Well said. If your foundation is not strong, then no matter what you do on the outside, it's not going to last. It can be there for 4 hours and 6 hours, but when the makeup washes off, people get to see the real you. And then you're going to be disappointed with yourself, for having to live 2 different lives. That disconnect is painful. That disconnect between the real world and the world that you aspire to be part of is painful, right? That's where skin and hair plays a very important role, because it has a huge role in your personality, in your confidence,
and determining what the internal state of your body.
Totally. If you don't have good skin and good hair, you'll constantly keep worrying about it. It affects your self-esteem, your integrity, and stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons why the fairness industry became one of the booming industries, because they harped on your lack of confidence. They harped on your lack of confidence. They fed on it, and they created a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah, they capitalize on your insecurities, and
and it's not fair to us, right? Our insecurities and fear has become a commercial product outside there. Why should we let anyone harp onto our fears? The best way to treat skin is from inside, not from outside. And when I say from inside, it's not just physically from the food you eat, but also from the thoughts you keep and the emotions you keep. If I'm smiling all the time, even if I say a rubbish idea, it's perceived very well. The simpleton is giving a very simple advice, and people just looking at a smile will be like, oh my God, he said something so wise in such simple words, even if he's saying something very simple. Like, emotions have a lot to do with your skin health and hair health also. And I say this, the skin is a visual reflection or a manifestation or a representation of what is happening inside your organs. The Chinese have a face map. The Chinese have a face map showing which part of the skin is connected to which organ. And it's not accidental or coincidence, it's true. Like, every part of your face is connected to one specific organ. So say if your liver is heavy and toxic, you will have a lot of dark circles here and puffiness under the eyes. If your cardiac health is at risk, you'll have a pimple at the tip of your nose. And we used to make jokes about it in school, saying, oh, if you have a pimple on your nose, it means someone has a crush on you. It simply means there's a rush of blood to your heart. Your heart is responding to that rush, and there's a pimple on the tip of your nose. So it's not a coincidence, these statements that we say. If you have pimples on the top part of your cheek, it's usually your lungs that is very toxic. There's too much toxins. You're inhaling a lot of carbon dioxide, but not exhaling out enough. So this is lungs. Then the pancreas, the kidneys, the gallbladder, everything has a specific part. Your uterus, if it's not in good health, you'll notice a lot of pimples, acne in this part of your cheek. Hirsutism, hair growth. So every part of your face is corresponding to one organ health. So applying fairness creams or face creams or neem oil on the outside can treat the problem 5%. But 95% of the problem is rooted in your organs. So organ health and gut health plays a very important role when it comes to skin and hair care and beauty care on the whole.
Yeah. So this is all traditional Chinese medicine, so you've studied that too?
No, you know what? Chinese medicine and Ayurveda are sisters.
You're like replete with so much knowledge.
No, it's just that every time a student asks a question, it puts me in like a research mode, Every time someone asks me a question, I'm like, okay, let me go research. Instead of giving them a superficial solution, like, someone saying I'm having acne and pimple, I can tell them, take neem oil, 1 drop, and take 1 drop tea tree oil, mix it and apply it on the pimple. But that's again treating the problem on the surface. Can I guarantee that you'll never ever get pimples? No. Then that means I've failed as a practitioner. If I cannot guarantee that you'll not get pimples ever again, then I'm treating your problem superficially, and it's a symptomatic approach. So whenever some students or patients get back to me saying I'm having pimples in this area repeatedly, then it means it's a trigger or a sign or information from your body that something is wrong inside. So don't suppress it. Like, sometimes even I get pimples, like if I have neem capsules every day to boost my immunity against COVID-19, the body heat goes up and I get some thick boils. And I know that is part and parcel of having me. So I should allow it. I shouldn't suppress it. So when a student tells me they're getting pimples repeatedly on the spot, I start researching why are they getting it on the spot? And then you figure out that all of it boils down to your organ health and gut health. Your gut plays a very important role for skin and hair. And there's a reason why. So your gut, remember I said it in the previous workshops also, is the thinnest lining in the human body, and its cells held tightly together in a conjunction like this. So say you eat 1,000 calories of food, but your gut is loose. The cells have become loose due to sedentary lifestyle, not exercising your abdomen. And because of refined foods, they've caused holes in your gut. So you're eating 1,000 calories, you're absorbing 400 calories, 400 calories are getting leaked, and 200 got eliminated. Correct? So you are absorbing only 40% of the nutrition of the food you're eating. How much food can you eat in a day? Only so much. So what happens? Your body goes into a survival mechanism. It saves all the nutrition for the heart, liver, kidney, intestine to keep you alive. Your skin and hair is the last to receive nutrition, which means your skin and hair is the first to show signs of weakness in your body. So when you go to your grandmother's house or your aunt's house, they make a lot of sharp remarks sometimes saying, Kya ho gaya hai? You're looking so bad, you're looking so dull, your skin is so lifeless, you have dark circles, pimples, and we take offense. Don't take offense. They're actually giving you some valuable information that something is wrong inside your body, inside your gut. Fix your gut, your skin and hair starts reflecting it immediately. Such a simple connection.
Optimizing our gut health is a solution to all our problems, medical or cosmetic.
Which is why I keep saying the gut is a second brain. The gut is the supreme organ in your body, because everything begins from the gut. Where does a child get its first source of nutrition? From the umbilical cord. The umbilical cord is in the gut. So you have to understand that life began at the umbilical cord, at the nabi. For 9 months, you survived with nutrition being, sent to you through the nabi. That's not going to change all your lifetime. Just because you're going to become a full-grown adult and you have a multinational corporation company and you think you're making 1,000 crores per year in turnover, doesn't mean your source of life is going to change, right? Your spiritual energy, your spiritual source will remain the same.
Right.
So it's a very simple equation.
Gut health is the foundation of our overall.
In total, gut health has a direct connection to skin and hair. And I'd be very happy, to address some questions if you want on different kinds of skin types.
So, like, also you want to address, the topic of how, like, there are different skin and hair types as per our doshas.
Yes.
I'm sure there are, right?
Yeah. Very definite types. Very definite types. So there are 5 elements we keep talking about: Panchamahabhut, earth, water, fire, air, space. When these 5 elements come together, they become 3 different building blocks of the body: Kapha, Pitta, and Vata. So Kapha is basically earth and water. Pitta is fire and water. Vata is air and space. Now just look at Kapha body type. You and I have Kapha, Pitta, and Vata, all 3 building blocks, right? But one building block will be more predominant in our body than the other 2 building blocks. For example, say I'm a Pitta Prakriti. Okay, I'm a Pitta dominant person, and you look to me like a Vata Pitta person yourself. Okay, now Kapha Prakriti.
Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, thank God for experience in so many places. It's a visual representation now. Your body is a visual representation of what's happening inside. Now, when you see a Kapha Prakriti, they are dominant in earth and water. Earth and water is like clay and water. When I bring clay and water together, multani mitti, how does it feel? It feels soft, smooth, oily. It's got a nice shine. It's wet. It's flexible. It's, smooth, right? So Kapha Prakriti has very soft skin, like a baby. They have baby soft skin. Have you seen some of your friends? They always have baby soft skin. They don't need moisturizing lotion at all.
And I wonder, like, what? I mean, what are you doing,
Nothing. Their natural Prakriti is Kapha Prakriti. Like my sister barely uses one Dove soap all her life. She's not used any soap, any cream, any face wash. And she'll always have good skin because that's her Prakriti. Just because I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner, it doesn't mean I'll have the best skin. I should know what my Prakriti is. My Prakriti is Pitta. Pitta tends to be oily. They have an oily T-zone. And they have fire and water domination, which means my skin gets inflamed very quickly if I have the wrong diet. So if I have oily food, spicy food, hot foods, my skin will start showing inflammation immediately, and I'm at risk of skin diseases like urticaria, rosacea, psoriasis, eczema, acne, and pimples more than the other 2 body type. So all skin diseases is a pure Pitta imbalance.
Okay. Oh, all the skin diseases are pitta imbalance.
Most skin diseases.
So there are different regimes for the different doshas?
Yes, yes. So kapha has soft and supple skin, so they don't have to worry about doing much to themselves. Even if they take a shower with just plain water and come out, the skin will always be nice and glowing. They should just ensure not to have too much mucus accumulation in their body. So because they have a tendency towards accumulation of thick fluids in their body, kaphas, earth and water, they tend to become very thick. They have soft and supple skin, but if the water content goes up in their body, they tend to have water retention and edema. They'll end up having double chin. And they'll also have loose, flabby skin. Like, even though they do weights, the arms, have loose, flabby muscles. So kapha should just ensure to do a lot of body scrubs from time to time to tighten the collagen and to remove any kind of dead skin pigmentation. So what is the uptan?
And also, Dimple, before you go ahead, who weren't there last time, so you can just tell them how they can find out their, dosha or prakriti.
Yes. So on our website, it's called www.prana.by.dimplejangda.com, the same as our Instagram page, prana.by.dimplejangda.com. There's a dosha quiz which will appear right on the front. Just click on it. It'll ask you 15 questions about the kind of nails, skin, hair, teeth, sleep patterns, bubble patterns, appetite you have, mood swings you have. Based on that, you will know what prakriti you are. So that's one. Once you know your prakriti, you can understand what kind of regime to follow. So going back to kapha prakriti, they are dominant in earth and water. The skin is very soft, supple, smooth, and stable. They don't have skin issues. They generally have combination skin. If they have a lot of oily food, they'll have an oily T-zone, but the body can manage it. They can use a whole lot of uptans on their body, like besan, dahi, haldi, and nimbu. That's the best uptan that I have for all patients. Just make an uptan out of it and scrub your body nicely with that. Scrub your face nicely with that. You don't need soaps, you don't need lotions, nothing. Once in a while, you can also take honey, 1 teaspoon honey, and just massage your face with that. Honey is heaty in nature. Honey is pitta in nature. Honey is like fire. A kapha prakriti is earth and water. What happens when they put fire on their skin? The skin starts glowing. The skin starts glowing immediately. So kapha can do honey face mask. They can do besan, dahi, haldi, and nimbu uptan. And for the face massage oil, they can use almond oil or even sesame oil. This is the best oil. And uptan and face mask. Sorry.
Good skin, irrespective of what's happening inside their body. I mean, if the internal state is not optimal, but the skin doesn't reflect it.
It will. So say an obese person, a kapha prakriti tends to have obesity very quickly. If they have obesity in the body, the skin also starts reflecting that. If the liver is toxic and overweight, the liver at any point in time has 5 kgs of weight, 5 kgs of fat. But if the fat goes up beyond its normal control, what will happen? The under eye will start reflecting a exhausted liver. Okay? So yes, can you use rice bran oil? Rice bran oil is good for all skin types. So this is the oil that you use for kapha. The oil that you use is almond oil and sesame oil. And the uptan you use is besan, dahi, haldi, and nimbu, which is gram flour, yogurt, little lemon, and little turmeric. And the third thing that you did was a face mask. Once in a while, you can make a face mask out of honey. It is heaty. What it'll do when you put honey, because of the heat, the water retention will also go away from your skin.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect. So that's kapha. Pitta tends to have the maximum number of skin diseases because pitta, which is fire and water, lives in the skin. Unfortunately,
sorry, I just missed that.
Pitta is fire and water. So every dosha lives in one part of the body. So kapha lives in the lungs. Vata lives in the intestines, small intestine, large intestine, and colon. Pitta lives in 7 places. It lives in the stomach, sweat glands, eyes, skin, blood, fat, and even your small intestines. Which means if pittas are off balance, all these 7 things will get affected that I told you about. Excessive sweating will happen. Skin will get hyperpigmentation, pimple, acne, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, urticaria. Eyes will start turning yellow or red because of excessive pitta. Stomach will have acidity, hyperacid reflux, hyperacidity and burning sensation. Small intestine will have issues with absorbing and assimilating nutrients. So wherever pitta lives, that will also start showing diseases if pitta goes out of balance. Correct? So pitta lives in the skin, which means if your pittas are off balance, it will lead to skin diseases.
So all these diseases that you mentioned, are they reversible? Like chronic skin diseases like pigmentation and all, are they reversible? If you
Yes.
correct your internal state.
100% reversible. We are treating a couple of celebrities for eczema and excessive inflammation of the skin. A lot of celebrities end up getting psoriasis and eczema for a reason. Because they use a lot of toxic products for the hair. And unfortunately, the career is such. They have to expose their skin and hair to a lot of toxic material and chemicals. And she herself has confessed to me, since the day she used a particular product on the skin, on her hair, her skin has started turning black. Look at the connection. And she couldn't believe the connection until I explained to her that once something is applied on the scalp, your scalp is porous, it's absorbing the chemicals, be it keratin or a straightening cream. It absorbs it. And then it's supposed to go into the bloodstream and towards the colon for elimination. But no, it doesn't go towards the colon. It gets confused in the body and trapped in different parts. It gets settled under the skin in an effort to come out through the pores in the form of sweat, but it can't. Then the poison keeps getting accumulated, turning into skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, and rosacea. And it's 100% reversible, but it requires a lot of patience.
Okay.
Even vitiligo and alopecia is reversible.
Yeah, I was just coming to vitiligo, so yeah. Okay.
Vitiligo, again, is a ringworm infection. A lot of people don't know this. This is, again, something that I learned when a celebrity grandson came to us. Very famous movie star. Probably like half the Hindi films were done only by him back in the day, 80 years, 60 years ago. His grandson had vitiligo, and they'd gone to every single doctor there is in Singapore and US and India. When she came to me saying that he's had vitiligo since last 10 years, he's 90 now, it's not reversible. I said, it's a ringworm infection. She's like, what? I've never heard of that connection with vitiligo. I said, why don't you ask your doctor in Singapore to do a little research? It's a ringworm infection because of uncooked vegetables like cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. The ringworm enters a body. That's why in Ayurveda we say, don't have raw salads, have cooked foods, because food is home for even bacteria, virus, and worms, just like how it's home for us, right? So what happens? Ringworm enters the stomach. It starts laying eggs.